morning and welcome to our program, A Step Back in Time. This is our last reading today for the story Life in Our County with Hank Hayseed. Next month we'll begin another series with more information about Waynesboro from years gone by and the surrounding communities as well. Today's reading is entitled Our Cemeteries, and the subtitle is A Leisurely Trip Through the Countryside on Memorial Day. And this can be a trip, if you'd want to check out these cemeteries, you could make any time of the year and see what the wonderful history the cemeteries have to offer. In the solitude and stillness of death, there is a deep, calm sense of beauty. This weekend, Memorial Weekend, hundreds of visitors from Waynesboro will be kneeling down silently before the resting places of their deceased loved ones. They will be inspired, as the above quotation points out, by the atmosphere of solitude. Yes, tomorrow and Monday, if the weather is clear and warm and breezy, our many beautiful cemeteries will have their droves of visitors. The scent of freshly cut flowers will be lifted into the breeze as the neatly kept plots spring into a garden paradise, a tribute reflecting the warmth of those who haven't forgotten their loved ones. One day this week, in the company of Herb Brake, we set off to visit the dozen or so burial grounds around Waynesboro. Herb possesses perhaps a closer sense of association with cemeteries than anyone else around here, because he has had charge of servicemen's graves decorations for about 26 years. The day was calm, and an atmosphere of patient waiting surrounded you as you stood there at Harbaugh Cemetery, midst the rows of soft, earthy mounds. You notice a fresh grave over to one side. It was that of war hero Omer Smith, whose body had just been reinterred. You see the name of Willard W. Stuckey on a stone at another part of the cemetery. At 21, the Rouserville soldier was among the first to die in World War II. A small United States flag flaps gently in the stirring breeze over his grave. A brown thrush hops gingerly off to the left. A perky squirrel skims around the base of a headstone and disappears. The song of the lark breaks through the veil of silence. Everything about you is cleansed with the innocence of sleepfulness. Driving along the Old Forge Road just off Route 316, you come upon an ancient cemetery. It's so tiny that the 18 or so markers protruding from the tangled vines of roses are crowded shoulder to shoulder. The rusting iron fence, its gate held together with a century-old lock, protects such graves as Civil War veteran Corporal J. Wilson, or there's the crumbling stone bearing the name John Hess, 1797. Out toward Tomstown, you come across the Blue Rock Cemetery. There, resting under a large spreading maple, you find the burial place of John Menser, a Civil War veteran who died in 1900. We understand he was the grandfather of Clark Menser. In Waynesboro, Green Hill Cemetery possesses a peaceful atmosphere. One reflects in strolling under the wide branches sheltering the dead, how untroubled and simple it is here. High up the winding roads of Burns Hill Cemetery, one looks back whence he came, and his eyes are met with the view of grandeur that sweeps out far through the valley. You stop at the tall, stately monument of a Civil War soldier occupying the prime position on the hillside. The soldier, guarding the gates of Waynesboro from the south, has a rifle in his hand and a naval cannon to his right. The monument was presented by the Women's Relief Corps of Waynesboro. Familiar surnames meet your eyes from acres around. You feel content to know that they have really not been forgotten. At least most of them haven't. An intriguing monument at Burns Hill is the one dedicated to Jacob Cooper. According to the script engraved in the stone, Cooper fell at the age of 20 years near the gates of Mexico City. He had fought in every battle from the siege of Veracruz to the Mexican city, only to die before entering its gates in 1847. Yes, be it Burns Hill, Salem Church Cemetery, or any other resting place around here, one can't help but feel that years and years do not erase the memory of the loved ones who had passed on. And two, knowing this, it sort of sets your mind at ease because someday, maybe soon, perhaps in a lifetime away, but someday others will be remembering you. And that is our end of our story for today. We're glad you joined us. Join us again next week, the beginning of a new month, where we'll be picking up another series. Until then, keep searching about the history of Waynesboro. Know what your town is about. So I will see you next week.